No.
You see, we did this in your interview as well, Crispy, when I interviewed with Heavy. You couldn't get away with it then either. We weren't supposed to make this fucking movie. And it was a crazy time where we got slapped with an NC-17 rating, and they had to fight and like take off bits of this and, you know, one less second of tits, one less thrust, put Jason standing up instead of lying down. And then of course the last line that saved us all was we had done all that, and then it was when Kevin comes into Stifler when he's throwing up in the toilet. The original line was getting us an NC-17 rating. And that was when I said, "Hey Stifler, how's the man chowder?" And the MPAA didn't like that one, so I had to go into Universal and dub the, "Hey Stifler, how's the pale ale?" just for us to get an R rating.
So how many times now have you seen this movie, mate, since it came out?
This is only my 4th time. Times infinity. It's been a fair amount, but it's awesome because I'm so thankful that this film just keeps opening doors of opportunity for me. I mean, look, here I am 25 years later, and because of the success of this film, I'm getting to tour in Australia. Like, that's fucking amazing.
Tell me, what was Stifler like on set? Was he in character the whole time, or did you have to put up with that shit day in, day out?
No, Sean William Scott is a nice Minnesota boy, so he is literally the opposite of his character. Like, sickeningly nice, says please and thank you way too much, to the point where you're like, is this even real? So he's just as nice as Stifler is mean. He's the exact opposite. We also have long-standing lunch or dinner plans. So I have a text message with Sean. It's been 18 years of us saying, do you guys have friends like this? Where you're like, you like grew up together, you're like, every time you see each other, like, oh, we should go hang out. And then you don't. And then you see them again the next year and you make the plans and then you don't. Sean and I have been doing that for 18 years.
So you don't really like him?
No, we love each other. We just are busy, you know? I mean, like, I've got 2 kids. I got 3 careers. You know, he's doing whatever the fuck he's doing. I don't know. He's obviously too busy to go to lunch or dinner with me.
Well, I'll ask you this one last question before we throw it over to the audience. Like, when we were chatting, you said to me that when the script first came across your desk, you actually threw it in the bin. Why was that?
I did throw it in the bin. It's because I was 17 and the first script did not say on the title page American Pie. It said untitled teen sex comedy that a studio can make for under $10 million that most readers will hate, but I think you'll love. And then the first page that I opened wasn't Jim and his sock puppet. It was Kevin and Vicky was explaining to Kevin how to move his fingers, like the circle with the line through it. I'll let you put the picture together of what might be happening.
Can you draw a picture? Can you draw us a picture?
No, I can't draw a picture of that. It's probably in here. The sex pile, I mean, it's for sure in here. But yeah, so I saw that and I was like, I didn't even read past the first page. And I was like, what the hell is this? I threw it in the trash, I called my agent, I said, why are you sending me porn?
What 17-year-old says that? They normally say, fuck yeah, sign me up.
Dude, at the time I was playing guitar at church.
So you're an altar boy?
I wasn't an altar boy, I wasn't in a Catholic church. But I was a good boy and obviously didn't want to do a teen sex comedy. But later when they offered it to my friend Andrew Keegan, who I went to high school with, he couldn't do it because he was busy with 10 Things I Hate About You. You know, the film with Heath Ledger? Yeah, so he was doing that one, and so he couldn't say yes to American Pie, so they came back to me. And when I read the whole script, I realized there was a lot more heart to it, a lot more, like, well-rounded characters, and I understood it, so I went and auditioned for it, and here I am 25 years later, down under.
Alright, so who's got a question for Kevin? Come up here, bro.
Hey mate, we in the movie you see Jim's mum and dad, Future's mum. How come none of the other parents were in it?
I have no idea. But you're right, they don't ever show Kevin's parents. You also see Vicky's parents when they're downstairs. I don't know, maybe Kevin just lived on his own.
Maybe his parents are in bed with Stifler's mum. Next question.
Maybe for American Pie 5, they'll pick some good people for Kevin's parents. Who should we pick? Should we pick like Robert De Niro? That's my dad. I don't know. Go ahead. Oh, fuck you. He said Sylvester Stallone. The fuck?
Two-part question. Can I have that book?
You cannot have this book. No. I'll tell you about this book if you'd like. So this is a replica of the Sex Bible that my friend in Sydney, Chris Stanley, he's like a cosplay guy who builds his own costumes and things. I met him in 2018 and he told me how important the film was to him and how it inspired him in high school to like pursue his dreams. And then at the time I was filming a movie with Mickey Rourke, so I invited Chris to come and act in the film, and I beat the shit out of him with a tire iron, which he loved. And then we were meant to make this replica and auction it off at the screening in Sydney on Friday, but the film was too important to him and our friendship, so he ended up just giving it to me as a gift. But it is this amazing replica of like everything that you just saw in the movie, including, there's a little Eugene Levy as the founder, and there's the infamous tongue tornado. If you pay me a lot of money, I might show you its secrets. Because you had a second part to your question, though. I cut you all off.
Sorry, second part of the question was there ever any scenes that you filmed that ended up on the cutting room floor that you wish were in the final product?
I think the only scene that ended up on the cutting room floor was in the scene where Kevin and Vicky were talking about like, are you ready to do it? And Kevin thought it was sex, and she said, I love you. It went a little farther to the backstory of that. So basically, in answer of your question, we don't see Kevin's parents because they are divorced. And so we got into a bit of that backstory, but obviously, being the straight man of the series, that was maybe a little too real to like talk about like divorced parents and like why he didn't want to say I love you. But there was a little bit more of an explanation to that.
So back to the book. Two-part question for you here. What's the one major thing you've learned personally from that book?
One major thing that I've learned personally from that book, that the tongue tornado instructions are all wrong. That's not how I do that at all. Give us a showcase? What the fuck? Any volunteers? What am I gonna do, dude? Eat your ass? What the fuck? Only person that raised his hand was that dude in the back.
And the second part of that question is...
You got no second part. Once I said eating ass, you forgot the other part of your question.
He says, which one have you actually used the most out of that book?
I mean, that is probably my favorite thing to do, to be honest.
Anyone else?
Chris, we turn that mic on, brother. Is there an orange light?
No, I keep giving me flat batteries.
Hello?
We're back. All right, sorry guys. Who else has got a question for us?
What's happening? So a bit more personal question. So you as a person, right, I know the whole experience would have been memorable. But what was at least one thing that you go to sleep to for the past 25 years that really hits your mind that, fuck, that was a good day? You know what I mean?
No. In what respect?
In respect to the movie, in respect of filming, the whole time on set, throughout the whole thing, that surely there was parts that that really lets you go to bed at night that you were like, bro, that day, man, what's one day that kind of just hits you, you know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah, thank you for that. For me, I love living in the creative space. That's why the 3 careers that I have are in music with my band. As an actor, obviously that's how everyone knows me. That's my first career, and then also as a producer. In the creative space, it's all about the preparation.